This used to be a fishing pole. I cut the end and I filled the end with some JB weld and then rounded it out. Took all the eyes off of it, wrapped it in twine, put a camera mount on the top. Doesn't really matter. A lot of times I'll just clamp to this because I have a clamp on my GoPro. I can have this on the water and stick it into the mud, put a camera on it and get a remote shot. I can put it in the dirt outside the workshop, so I use this a lot. It's nice when you have a tool that you use a lot to be able to put it away with one hand. Or with two hands, even better. Just boom. That's where it goes, that's where it stays. Even if this whole contraption was underway, it would stay there pretty good. The fishing poles require that I undo the Velcro, but if I just put it in there, they flop around too much, so they need 2 points. This does not, and I am liking that. Got some other filming equipment that might find a home on this wall, but that is part of a workshop and the evolution of it and figuring out where everything goes, right? What's next? So guys, I'm at the workshop. I'm thinking about organizing things a little bit better so that things are where I need them when I want them. These batteries in holders with a charger right next to them. That's kind of nice. It's running on solar. It'll keep my batteries handy whenever I need them. These things need homes. I use this all the time, so it's got a place. Obviously, someday these wires will be hidden behind pegboard or something. But for now, I'm trying to figure out where to keep stuff. Scissors I use a lot, and pliers, these needle nose, I use them constantly. Even these for tidying up. Pens and pencils, I'd like a better holder than that. These things up here, they're fiddly. They always feel like they're about to fall apart. You see how it kind of just opens by itself, and I thought about hanging them on the wall so that they're available when I need them. But this is kind of like, you know, cheap and chintzy, and it doesn't really match the motif of this wooden workshop. So I'm thinking of taking a scrap piece of 2x4 and drilling some holes in it, and so that I can have all of these in there. Maybe mark on the front what size is what, because my peepers aren't what they used to be. I found myself the other day needing a driver, and instead I just used the needle nose pliers, because rather than go up there and dig them out and make more of a mess on the workbench, I just went over and I grabbed these and I used them to hold the nut while I turned the bolt with the screwdriver. These work for holding onto stuff like that. I think I was working on the high drive when I was doing that, but one of these drivers would have been perfect. And I find myself not using these tools that I have because they're hard to get to, and I don't want to make a mess. That's really going to make things more efficient, cleaner, and if your workshop is cleaner and more efficient, I think you're more likely to work in there. Like the saw and the sewing machine, they should not live there. But down here, I haven't organized yet. There's a lot to do. So I keep telling myself small steps, small steps. I mean, heck, I still got to take these pieces and cut them down and fit them in there, and then put another face on there like I did here. It's a lot of fiddly work, and at the end of the day it doesn't look like I did a lot. So I'm trying to prioritize what's going to really make an impact while I'm working on stuff like that. And maybe having my tools in a nice spot takes precedence over things like that, you know. So anyways, that's the plan for today. Let's see if we can make this happen. One thing you may notice is that I resort to my gut reaction, which is to grab the tape measure when I have to figure out the layout of where these things are going to go. I soon realized that the best way to really do it is just to hold the things in place and mark them with a pencil. This way there's no chance of getting the measurements wrong. Well, less of a chance. One other thing you may notice is that this particular task really would have benefited from a drill press. However, A drill press is something that takes up a good amount of space, which I don't really have, and I don't have a drill press. So like a lot of times in my life, I just use what I got and I make do, and it turns out okay in the end. That being said, I think I might just be quiet and let this play out a little bit. Kind of anticipated that, and that's okay.
This. Yeah. And this one. Maybe? Yeah, I think so.
Well, it works. Now we just got to clean it up a little bit. Cured that tear out a little bit. Yes, good. I think that's good enough. Now I gotta figure a way to hang it. Mm-hmm. How's that for a washer? Why not? How pretty. That's good. It's not sticking out too far. Won't go through the truck. Perfect. Not in my pocket. I thought I had one in my pocket. It's not in my pocket. I've already lost it. Where'd you go? There it is. Come here, you. I can arrange these handles in such a way that I can see what's what. Very nice. I think the goal was to organize and clean up, and WTF. That's why it's important to have a place for everything, so that when you're done, everything goes back in its place. You know what I mean? That makes cleanup easy. So you don't really have a place. That's just garbage that goes there. You got a home. Sandpaper goes over here. Drill there. I don't need these. All right, not too bad. As you can see, things are starting to find their homes, and that makes cleanup a lot easier. Of course, we're gonna go ahead and make another mess by adding a shelf right here for my drill bits, which will be easier to put away instead of putting them down there. Eventually, I think I'm gonna have some custom shelves in here. Milk crates will have to find a different home. As much as I am proud of these, they kind of come apart a little bit, and who knows, it could be a long time away before I do anything. Maybe I'll build like this into something custom. I don't know, I can't see that far ahead. It's hard enough to focus with all these things going on, so let's at least get a shelf done. It's astonishing how quickly 18 minutes can go by, huh? Actually, the raw footage from this video started out at about an hour and a half long, and there's still hours and hours of me finding a place for everything else. So we'll have to get back to that shelf in the next video. Little spoiler, I think it turns out pretty good. Hopefully you'll come along and see for yourself. Thanks as always for watching.